If you were hit by the Google Helpful Content update, I'm going to give you some practical tips that you can implement right now on your website that could make a change. I've been deep diving into what's hit my websites and I've been trying to find out a solution to get the sites recovered. Now, while I've not found an overall solution that will fix and correct everything, I have found some practical things that I've been doing to my content and to my website that's actually really helped. These are practical tips you can do right now, today. It's not going to cost you any money. It's just going to take a little bit of your time and you can experiment and see if it makes a difference. So let's get into this. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to give you some advice on some of the things that's been working on my websites. So these are not generic things that you're hearing on other YouTube channels or in Twitter, things like, you need to build a brand. Those type of things definitely can help you in the long run. They can maybe prevent you from being hit in future Google updates. But these are some of the things I'm implementing right now on my website and inside my content that is actually making a difference. I am seeing some results from doing some of these things, and I hope some of these things might help you. So I've made a list of them and we're going to go through them one by one. So before we get into this, please do subscribe to the channel if you are not already. And at the end of the video, if you liked it, please hit that thumbs up button. It really does help me out. But for now, let's get into these tips that can help you right now. In at number one, shorten content. Yeah, that's right. I'm not going to tell you to add an extra 1,000 words to each article and make them longer and more in depth. I'm actually going to tell you to look at shortening some of your articles and also, once you've done that, updating them in a certain way. So I've been looking at my articles in a user perspective. I've been looking at the fluff inside the content. Now, if you've been using AI to assist you in writing some of your articles, you know that they often pump out thousands of words unnecessarily. And often that content is just a lot of fluff. Now, you need to look at your content and see what can actually be removed. Now, I'm asking you to do this for a very specific reason. I do believe Google is tracking updated content. I do believe it's looking for websites that are stagnant. These websites that people pump thousands of articles on using AI and then never touch again. They'll publish thousands of pieces of content but never update them. That is a sure sign to Google that that website is not loved, it is there to generate money, and it's not there for the user. So I do believe updating your content is really important, and I will go into that in a little bit more detail. But first of all, I want you to test this. I want you to pick 5 articles that was doing okay in the past, but maybe now has dropped due to the helpful content update. Maybe put the URLs in a spreadsheet, and then I want you to shorten those articles by about 25%, and that does seem to be a very popular number. I've shortened articles by 10% and seen no difference, and I've shortened articles by 50% and I didn't see much difference. But between 25 and 30% seem to make a difference. Don't ask me why. Whether it's a metric Google's using, I do not know. But that is a number that seems to be working on my website. So I'm looking at paragraphs that really don't need to be there. Once you've shortened it by about 25, 30%, I then want you to update it. But first, when you do, I want you to change the date. So in WordPress, you can see on the screen now, there's a little button that says now. I want you to click now, and that will change the date to that moment in time, and then click update. Now, hopefully if you're using a theme like Popcorn theme, where you can actually display the original publish date and the updated date, that is really important. That date needs to change. So Google can see when it was originally published and that you've just updated it today. That's the main step. Reduce the amount of words on there, get rid of some of the fluff by about 25 to 30%, change the date to now, and then click update. I've done this on 40 articles now, and I've tracked it in a spreadsheet, and 87% of the articles that I did this on jumped up in the rankings. Now, granted, not all of them jumped up to where they were before, and they certainly all didn't jump to number 1. I'm not going to promise you that, but they did improve. And it took a matter of minutes to reduce the articles, and it took a matter of minutes to change the date to now and click update. And the second thing is see what's working. Now, if you look at your keywords in detail, you might find out that not all of your articles and not all of your keywords was hit by the Google Helpful Content Update. And that's really important because what you can do is then look at what is still working right now and then focus on writing more content in that topic. So after taking a careful look at one of my travel websites with around 900 articles on there, I noticed some of the keywords were still doing really good. They hadn't moved, they hadn't gone up, they hadn't gone down, but they stayed where they was all the way through the Helpful Content Update. Whereas several hundred dropped into oblivion. So I use my keyword tracking tool. I'm using Peak SERPs at the moment. It's a very, very cheap option for actually tracking your keywords. In fact, I'll leave a card up on the screen and a link in the description. I've done a review on Peak SERPs. It's a very simple tool to use to track your keywords. So I took a real close look in there and I saw these articles hadn't moved at all. So I published 10 more articles in the same topic. And lo and behold, they ranked very quickly and they are doing very well. Whereas other content in the categories that plummeted, I've tried writing new content and they're just not doing anything. They're not ranking, they're not pulling the old articles up, they're just stagnant. So look at what is still working and possibly there's still some opportunities for your website to do really well, but you might need to find the categories. So use a tool like Peak SERPs, track your keywords, see what is improving or what has stayed constant throughout the update and maybe focus on that topic. And number 3, send a social signal. So this is something, again, I've been testing on a number of articles. I've been sending social signals to a number of articles that had plummeted in the update. And these signals are from things like either Pinterest, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. It didn't really seem to matter, but sending a social signal to a particular post seemed to improve it. Now, obviously, if you're sending a social signal, let's say you put a post in Facebook and lots of people jump on that article through that link in Facebook, you're going to get that instant boost of traffic. So that is always satisfying and it might be financially rewarding if you can get enough of them. But what it does is it shows Google that that topic or that article is interesting to the public. It has a good user experience. It is fulfilling the search intent. So you can do a social signal in various ways. If you've not got an existing Pinterest account or you don't have an existing Facebook or Twitter account, what you can do is you can go in places like Facebook and you can actually find a group that's in your topic and you can ask them if you can put your article in that popular group. Now, some of these Facebook groups might charge you for doing that. They may do it for free. But getting your article to an audience that is relevant to that topic in that content really does help. Now, like I say, it will give you that instant burst and that instant reaction. But more importantly, Google seems to be spotting this. And the articles that I tested that had no social signals at all, they'd not been shared anywhere, they'd not been running paid ads or anything like that. As soon as I put a social signal to that piece of content, it jumped back to life. Now, again, I don't know if that's permanent or whether that will be temporary, but Google seems to be taking notice. So try that with an article that was maybe really popular for you or it had lots of traffic before the update, and then send some social signals to it. Make a pin about it, make a short YouTube video about it, get it in a Facebook group, share it on Instagram, wherever you can share it quickly and hopefully for free. Just see if that does make a difference. And number 4, YouTube video. Now, I'm not going to tell you to make a YouTube video. In fact, quite the opposite. Now, I found a lot of my articles that actually got hit the worst, and I'm talking quite a large percentage here, all had a YouTube video embedded. That was somebody else's video, not my own. It was embedded into the article to make it a better user experience and keep them on the page longer. However, Google seems to not be liking that at the moment, especially not on my content anyway. So what I did, again, I tracked 10 articles where I had 1 or even 2 embedded YouTube videos in those pieces of content. I removed the videos and then I changed the date to now and I republished it and then I added it to the Google Search Console to refresh it and re-index it. And lo and behold, those 10 articles improved. Now again, not dramatically, not straight to number 1, but they definitely improved. So then I looked at alternatives to add in some form of visual content to that article to make it more appealing and keep them on the page longer instead of that YouTube video. And I found a really helpful tip. I've been going into Canva Pro and I've been using a couple of features in there. One is in their Magic Studio where you can create a short video yourself. It only runs for 4 or 5 seconds, but it's just kind of like a little visual inside, a moving image that is actually better, in my opinion, than a static image. It's very simple to do. You can also use the animation feature inside Canva as well, where you can create a little walkthrough animation. You'll see a lot of examples of this on YouTube. Most people are building and showing you examples using cartoons, but you can actually use that animation to do a step-by-step walkthrough. So maybe you're talking about a product in there. You can actually do a short animation that walks them through the stages of using a product or a tool. It does actually have quite a lot of uses, so don't see the animation as a cartoon or a way of creating videos for YouTube. You can use them inside your content. But the main thing is remove that YouTube video embed. Replace it with an image, an infographic, an animation. Replace it with something other than a YouTube video and just see what happens. And number 5, jump on trends. So this is something my son actually spotted on one of his TikTok channels, and he's using this method now on his website. And that is by looking at trends, what's actually trending right now. And that can be anywhere. That can be in Google Discovery, it can be on TikTok, it can be on YouTube. Jump on trending topics that's really current right now. It's really important to show Google that you are in the industry right in this moment. It's not something you've created years ago and then you're no longer interested because it's not making you any money. Google wants to see that you are in the latest trends. It wants viral content. It wants trending Google Discover content. That is maybe what it's looking for. So covering trending topics right now will show that you are really relevant, and it shows your existing audience, again, that you care for the content that you're providing and that you're providing real, genuine, up-to-date content. Now, a really top tip. Look at trending music on TikTok. That is one of the best ways to find actual content and article ideas that are trending right now. If you go to TikTok and look at trending music, you will see all the playlists that are there. When you select some of those playlists, you will then see some of the videos that are actually using that trending music right now to create viral TikTok videos. But that also then shows you the products that they're promoting through that, the topics that they're talking about. So trending music has a correlation with trending content. So check that out. And I have 2 more for you, so let's finish with these 2. Number 6, user intent. If you take a look at some of your content, take a look at user intent. I think it's really important now to make sure that we really match the user intent. We genuinely need to look at our content with open eyes and think, why did somebody search that word? And why did they land on my website? And am I providing them with the information and content that they need for that search query? And you really do need to get specific with this. And I'm actually talking about granular information that really solves their problem, their issue, their search query. We need to really look at our content and make sure that it is actually exactly what somebody has searched. If they've searched a keyword or a question or a problem and we do not have the answer, we need to look at why we are showing up for that search intent. We have obviously sending incorrect signals to Google. It's obviously been ranked for the wrong keyword or topic. We're not satisfying the user intent with our content. So take a close look and be really honest with yourself. Does my article meet the search intent? And finally, number 7, ChatGPT. Yeah, I'm going to say it. ChatGPT has just been updated. So ChatGPT now has information right up to April 2023. And that's really important now. The information you have on your website may be from when ChatGPT read the internet back in 2021. Now it's been updated, the information is more relevant. So I suggest you check some of your content, particularly if there's some data that you've pulled from ChatGPT. Maybe there's some charts, some pricing graphs, some analytics you've pulled from ChatGPT. Try running those through ChatGPT right now. You will get the latest information. Well, as far back as April, so it's better than it was. It's certainly not a year or two out of date now. So yes, I have a look at some of the information that you previously pulled using ChatGPT and see if that can be updated. If it doesn't help with Google rankings, at least you know the information you're giving to your readers in that content is up to date, or as near as you can get it. So those are the 7 things I'm doing right now that is genuinely helping. I am seeing some traction. You can see on the screen now yesterday's analytics from one of my websites. This website was doing 3,000 page views per day, and now you can see it's only doing around 500, but each day it is improving by about 15 to 25% each day. And I think that's not because the Google helpful content update has been reversed. I think it's just because I'm making these improvements in very strategic manners, and it is helping just a little bit each day. But for now, hope you've found that helpful. Some of the actions in this video you can do right now, today. Doesn't cost you anything at all, and it might just make a little bit of a difference and help you get back on the right track. So thanks for watching. Remember to hit that thumbs up. It really does help me out. So leave me a comment. Let me know, have you tried any of these processes that I've mentioned? Did anything help you? Or are you doing anything different that you can share with the audience to help each other out? So thanks a lot. I'll see you in the next video.